Peace and power, family. Welcome back to Unto We with B, Quotes to Live By, where we are reading all about love by Bell Hooks, and we are on chapter 11 on loss. And the first quote that I want to read from here says, "Anyone who does not know love is still in death." And I love this quote, and it is rooted in a biblical text. But I love this quote because it really helps you identify the spectrum of living. And the way I like to think about it is either you're living from love or you're living from death, right? And so anyone who is not completely on the love side is completely or somewhere closer to or moving and leaning closer towards the death side, right? And it doesn't mean that you're about to die. It just means that the way that you are living your life is rooted in that idea and that framing around death. So I appreciate her starting this off like that because that is something that I believe, and it's something that you can see in the way that people show up in life. Okay, are they living or are they worried about dying or like closer to living through death? Think about that. The next quote that I want to share says, "Our cultural obsession with death consumes energy that could be given to the art of loving." Okay? And what she means by this cultural obsession is like it's in every song, in every movie, on every TV show. It's like everywhere around us, right? Even in the Asian cream and the things that they're trying to sell us. It's like everywhere we go, we are obsessed with dying. I was watching a movie recently, the old Justin Timberlake movie, In Time, where they were like paying their bills and like their lives based off of the time they had, and once they lost that time, they died, right? And I'm just like, people really want to be immortal. People really believe that they want to live forever. You know what I'm saying? And that dying is this big, terrible, horrible thing. But if you have truly lived your life and lived it completely and fully, then dying is going to be the next best step, the next best thing to do, to start over, to begin anew, to do more, right? To live a different experience, because energy really never dies. So I really love how she emphasizes that our obsession with death is getting in our way of practicing our art of loving, right? And the next quote says, "The worship of death is a central component of patriarchal thinking, whether expressed by women or men." My favorite thing about this quote is that she emphasizes that patriarchy and patriarchal thinking can be expressed by both women and men, right? But the fact that death is central to patriarchy is so important because she goes on to say that patriarchal perspectives have shaped religious teaching and practice, right? So being so caught up in the fact that Jesus died on the cross and not the way that Jesus lived. I'm going to just leave that there. The next quote that I wanted to read says, "We cannot embrace the stranger with love, for we fear the stranger. We believe the stranger is a messenger of death who wants our life." And this is so real because what are we told as children? Don't talk to strangers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't trust people, all of those things. And all of these different ideas are rooted in fear of death. When in reality, your neighbor and a stranger might be there to give you something that's going to take you to the next level in your life. You know what I'm saying? And that stranger might be the love of your life. That stranger might be your next boss who's going to give you that opportunity to level up and take care of your family the way you want to. You know what I'm saying? So our fear of death is getting in the way of our opportunities and our ability to live life fully and to live a life that we love, absent of fear. So, the last quote I want to end on, because I don't want to be up here long, I've been having a long day, says, "To live fully, we would need to let go of our fear of dying. The fear can only be addressed by the love of living." And that really is just to reiterate the point that, like, we are going to die. It's a natural part of life. And instead of focusing on hyper safety, which is something that she talks about in this chapter around like how we have up so many gates and so many fences, and it's not in response to a real threat. It's just the idea that threat is possible, right? And those different things, we can get out of that feeling of lack of safety and get into a feeling of abundance and possibility and joy and hope and truly loving our lives if we release the fear of death and the fear of dying. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Check me back out on Sunday with tips for creatives, and next Wednesday we'll be going to chapter 12 of All About Love. All right, love y'all.